It's been a little longer than I would have liked between my last update and this one. However, Wealthfront has been making some changes and additions to their product offerings. If that sounds interesting to you, then you're in the right place. Hello, I'm Wanderer001, and this is my 7-year update for using Wealthfront as my primary investing vehicle. I have one of the longest run streaks on YouTube for updates using Wealthfront. Well, if you're here for the quick hits of, hey, what's happened, what's changed, we'll get that out of the way now before we start talking about the new things that Wealthfront has implemented. First off, in my last video, review over there in the corner, I stated that nothing changed with the UBS buyout of Wealthfront. Well, as we all know by this point, it actually fell through and did not happen. If this is the first you're hearing about it, don't worry. Nothing's changed because Wealthfront is still an independent company. The next thing is in your cash accounts. Notice now the APY is 4.05%. This has steadily increased from September when it was back to 2.55%. And one of the things that I really like about the cash count and how Wealthfront handles it is that within a short amount of time of the Fed actually raising the rate, within 3 to 4 days, Wealthfront is raising their cash account rates. Right now, this is one of the highest cash account APYs that you can get without having to jump through hoops, which I greatly appreciate. Now, if you're here for updates about my other accounts, we'll hit those really quick. With my Roth account, I did have, I don't want to say a change, but some different methods of adding money. In fact, I only, as you can see here, added $3,600 to the Roth IRA. So that kind of flatlines it out here during some of the most volatile times of 2022. Now, I did not do that because of the volatility of the market. I was mostly concerned about going over the contribution limit for Roth IRA because of some side jobs that I was picking up. So that kind of plateaued it and might have skewed the data a little bit because normally I would just every month add money to this. But right now, what we're looking at right here, you could see I have a 71% increase. So it's still green for all time, but that's all time. If we come to 2022, you can see right there, that is a 17.45% decrease. But if we go back to our all-time and then click our little eye icon here, this lets us know our time-weighted and money-weighted returns. So what I'm going to do is, here we could see the time-weighted is currently for all my investing time with Wealthfront, which is 7 years at this point, I have 71.44%. Last time I did this update with everybody, it was 62.24, so this has gone up, even with that really bad market that we just went through. And for the money-weighted return, I'm currently at 43.20. And previously, this was 32.31. Again, this is still green, but this is over the lifetime of the account. But if I pop back to 2022 and we come in here and see that, you could see for 2022, things were bad. Everything was down. If you are using this as intended and just investing over the lifetime of your account, these little blips in things will only be a blip in your radar. Here you can see this is the really bad parts of 2022 right here, but things have been steadily going up without me adding anything to this account. Speaking of accounts, I also have an investment account. This one I have been adding to throughout the course of the volatility. And here we could see overall, it is 48.51. So that's 7 years of adding things. You'll notice one of the key benefits of the investment account with Wealthfront is that they do pretty much daily tax loss harvesting. And you can see I've harvested $758.87. If we come into 2022, you can see $397.54 was harvested, meaning the lion's share of my tax loss harvesting happened during that very volatile market. That's what you want tax loss harvesting to do. And it's why I really appreciate that Wealthfront kind of gives that to you as part of the investment account. But if we come up and select the I here, we'll talk about our total returns. We have our time-weighted return currently at 48.51. Last time we did this, the time-weighted was 47.88. So it went up, but not by much. Our money-weighted currently is 32.14. Last update, this was at 30.86. Again, small increase. It shows you the dividends there if you care about that. And I will say that the investment account is set for a risk score of 7.5% with a little tweaking, adding technology sector into this, which, as you might know, also got beaten down in 2022. And if you're interested, the risk score for my IRA is 6.5% with some mild tweaking of decreasing my overall exposure into bonds and putting it into stocks, but not by much, only 1 or 2%. The big change that Wealthfront has introduced, if you come up to your top menu here and select Explore, well, guess what? You now have the ability to invest in single stocks using Wealthfront. The thing with Wealthfront originally was that it would basically invest you in index funds, and it automated all of that. Now, you have the ability to invest in single stocks. Some notable points for this type of account. You could start it with just a single dollar. You will need a different investment account. So you saw I had an investment account already, but if I want to do single stock investing, I will have to create a new investment account. The single stock investment account will allow you to do fractional shares, which I think they have their eyes set on M1 Finance right there. And we'll talk about that a little more. You have zero trade commissions. And for the most part, I found most of the stocks that I was looking for when I sent them through here. What you see right here are what I'm going to call baskets of stocks, very similar to M1 Finance's pies. So right now we could see streaming, Apple suppliers, walled gardens, wide moats, self-driving. They kind of let you know. And then if I click into there, there's 17 stocks. So it's saying, hey, here's all the stocks that are part of this. I can click on any one of these and it will let me know current price, day performance, 3-year performance, market cap. And then right here, since I don't have it, it wants me, hey, open up your investment account. I can also view information on this. Again, very similar to what you can do with M1 Finance. And you could see a chart here, information about it, and then what collection it's a part of, and then other information. If I select back over here under the self-driving car suppliers, it gives you a little information as to what it's about. And then I can also say, show me the prospectus. And it goes, okay, here's the opportunity for this, and then the trade-off. Now, similar to M1 Finance, the stocks in here can change without notice. And what do I mean by that? Well, there was one in particular that I happened to notice under Everyday Essentials. And if I open this up, here we could see everything that's under the Everyday Essentials. What was also in here at one point when this was first created was 3M. And if we come back and use this here to take a look at 3M, we'll know that it has not been doing too well lately. And here you could see the collections that it's a part of, but not that household one that I showed you before. The problem with this type of change, and this is what I had with M1 Finance for my wife's account, when something is removed, it would then be liquidated and you would incur a taxable event. There's also no saying why it was removed. There's nothing there saying, 3M was removed from this basket because of high volatility, the shares are, tanking, whatever, just something letting you know that. One other thing that I noticed, and if we come back to unique sectors, under electric, gas, and water, if I select more, again, M1 Finance has a pie very similar to this that seems a little more diversified because these seem very specific to a region of stocks. And I don't necessarily know how I feel about that. Also, I kind of wish that there was a way that I could see all of the baskets in one location instead of having to hunt and peck through these kind of offered baskets. So here, I have newly added. I could see all of the newly added, but that's not enough. I want to go and say, show me all of the baskets that you have. If we come up to the top, if I select 3M as the stock, well, it's going to show you all of the baskets that it's a part of currently. Same thing with like Texas Instrument. Here's all the baskets that it's a part of. And I like that I can click into any of these and see, here's Texas Instrument, here's how it's doing, and then view. And again, I really like all of this information, but I'm not sure how I feel about these baskets. That's not to say that this is not an interesting option, but I know one of the other things that you're wondering is, well, if I can do fractional shares, how does Wealthfront determine if I put in $500, where that $500 go? Well, right here, we could see that you can customize the allocation. So here we've got 3M in this particular example has 15%, Pfizer has 15%, and Lucid has 14%. So you can either distribute this equally, or you can customize it and move these little charts around yourself, which is a very cool feature to have. One thing that I don't know how I feel about compared to the regular investment account, with the individual stock account, you cannot just put money in from an external bank account. You will need to have a Wealthfront cash account to use this. And based on the reading that I was doing, that's because the cash account is where they actually are going to make their money, since they do zero trade commissions on these. Now, again, I like the cash account. I have a full review over there in the corner. But if you just wanted to have an investment account with individual stocks in it, just know you're going to have to open something else in order to do that. I like the fact that Wealthfront is opening itself up to more advanced investors, because when I started, yes, I just wanted to do index investing. I still kind of want to do that, but I like the fact that they're giving other people option. If you appreciate the information, consistency, and time that it takes to go through Wealthfront and pass this information along to you, consider giving a like and subscribe. Unlike some YouTubers, I'm not sponsored by Wealthfront. Now, the last bit of housekeeping I will say is, if you're interested in opening up any one of the Wealthfront accounts, whether that's the index investing that it started with, the cash account, or this new single stock investment account, I will have a link in the description, which is a referral code, which will allow you to get $5,000 managed fee-free for the classic index investing portion. With that being said, I have been Wanderer 001. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the area below. And as always, thanks for watching.
If you found this video helpful, consider giving it a like, as that will help other people find the video as well. If you like what I'm doing here, you can always help fuel the next review by buying me a coffee, link in the description below. Last but not least, if you want to be notified when I upload a new video, you know what to do.